Welcome to the Killtocraft podcast. I am Vanessa, your host, and this is episode 35. Thank you for coming by and spending some time with me. I know I've been gone a little while again. New viewers, thank you for trying me out and thank you for subscribing. If you are a recent subscriber, that means a whole lot to me and I really appreciate your support. I've been gone a little bit because I'll explain now. Last week I couldn't do an actual podcast because my face was really swollen due to my mouth biopsy that I've had, so I've still got stitches in, which is why I smile like this now. I can't lift my mouth any further at the minute. But I did get out a mini episode because I was just about able to talk without my stitches rubbing too much. I did a mini episode reviewing the latest issue of Pom Pom Quarterly's Anniversary Edition, issue 21, which has recently been shipped out to all subscribers and people who have pre-ordered. It was a super exciting issue and it's really gorgeous from front to back, and I was so excited to be able to do that. They sent me a lovely message and asked me if I'd like to review the issue, and of course I'm a big long time lover of Pom Pom, you all know that, so that's what I did last weekend. The weekend before that I really haven't been well for quite a while now. You guys know that I've been periodically unwell since about January-ish with different things. So with the mouth I had some stomach troubles, but I've had something that's been on and off bothering me for about 4 months, and that weekend I really wanted to record a podcast and it was in no frame of being able to. Been struggling really badly with like a feeling of like weakness in general and exhaustion, so much so that through my breaks at work I'd been sleeping, and it's very unlike me. I am full of energy usually, and I was struggling to even walk home without being really zoinked and I was having strange symptoms that could have been a many of things. However, the only thing that I could put two and two together was that it started when I was having tummy troubles, this other issue that I'd been having. So after dealing with it for on and off for 4 months, I decided to go to the doctors and ask for blood tests, and I got the results yesterday to find out that I have had a vitamin D deficiency. Not 100%, I've been borderline. When they checked my bloods I was starting to feel better again, so it came out borderline, so borderline by like 1% above, you know, what's classed as a deficiency. So I think that the week previous when I was really unwell, it was because I was below that borderline. So they said that it could be to do with my tummy troubles, but I honestly don't think it was, because a lady at work who over Christmas had also been suffering really badly with exhaustion and sleeping and couldn't stay awake and found it physically impossible to do things because she felt so like her body wasn't able. I asked her and she had the exact same symptoms I'd been having, bar another one which I didn't have as of yet, but hers was a lot lower than mine. So I'm putting it down to the vitamin D deficiency, and my doctor did say that I could take a multivitamin, but just to give it a general boost I decided to get the one up from like the multivitamin strength, and I just got a general vitamin D supplement, so that should do. And I've been going out in the sun today, so I'm on it. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. At least I now know where it is because it was scary. to a point where my work friend was saying that she felt like her body was literally giving up on her. She said that she felt like she was going to die, and I have had occasions where I felt like that. I'm not gonna lie. That weekend that I said I weren't well enough to podcast, I was struggling to do anything, and because I couldn't really podcast because I weren't feeling very well, I decided to start a sewing project. This sewing project was so difficult that when I traced up my pattern pieces, I was sat on the floor tracing up my pattern pieces and cutting them out. Just before I'd finished doing all, I think about 5 pieces, I had to have a put down tools and just sprawl out on the floor and literally lay there for an hour before I felt like I got energy again to do anything else. That isn't normal. So yeah, I've been in the wars recently, and I'm finally finding out what all of this was. So, tummy troubles, I know about. Mouth troubles, I know about. And now, vitamin D deficiency. There is nothing else that can be wrong. Thank God. So I should be plain sailing from here on out. And kind of celebrating because it's a relief for me. Anyway, I've proper witted your ear off for 6 minutes and no knitting. Sorry about that. Anyway, group news. We have a Ravelry group called the Killtocraft podcast, and we have had 2 giveaways quite recently. One for my 1,500 subscribers giveaway, and the other one was for a pattern giveaway from Amy Meeks, who's kindly donated us the minis wrap pattern. So I drew for these 2 giveaways and sent the ladies an actual message via the posts, because I had another 2 giveaways to put up on the Ravelry group, and I wanted to dish out those prizes, unlock the threads basically, so I could put up the new giveaways. So the 1,500 subscribers giveaway was for a fingering weight skein of the Wool Kitchen's Prison Break colourway, and the winner of that was City Girl, sorry, post number 61. Congratulations. I'd asked the question of what's your favourite knit or project at the minute, and hers was her Enchanted Misa, and it was lovely. And then for the pattern giveaway, the winner was Angel Luna 20, and that was post 14, and I'd asked the question of what's been your favourite memory over the past year, and hers was the Beauty and the Beast, the new Beauty and the Beast film, because it was one of her favourites since she was young. And mine too. I love Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was really romantic, but I never got to see the new film. However, that doesn't worry me because I'm going to buy it when it comes out, and then I can enjoy it forever. So, I've rambled on quite a bit. I'm going to keep rambling just for a minute. We now have two new giveaways in the Ravelry group that you can go over and join into. There are a few rules of subscribing to the podcast so that you can see if you've won, joining the Ravelry group keeps you updated, and the first giveaway on there is for an issue of Pom Pom Quarterly's anniversary issue, which I did do the review on last week. If you want to check that out on the YouTube channel, you can do. I share the amazing issue and all of its patterns, and I'll give another quick glimpse of that later. The other giveaway was for 2 tickets to PomFest in London, and that is on the 14th and 15th? Yes, 14th and 15th of July. I was having to think then. So that I've put up a thread for I think only one person has actually posted in it so far, but if you know you are going to be near there on those 2 dates and would like to be in a chance to win a lovely ticket to PomFest, where there will be a market and lectures with some great designers. There is also going to be some lovely food vendors. You can also get tickets as well on pompommag.com if you want to go, and there is also going to be tickets on their website for the Pom party on the Friday evening, and Pomcast Live. So yeah, but my 2 tickets are just for the day market only, so super exciting. But if you really want to check that out, then please go to my Ravelry group. I will be going. I'm so excited. I will be busy. I'm gonna be helping out, I think, but I'm super excited because I'm gonna save up some pennies and proper stash up some yarn, so it's gonna be totally exciting. Anyway, I haven't been in London for maybe 10 years, so I'm really looking forward to just that in general. So on to some nitty parts. Oh no, we're still on administration. Sorry guys. I have a knit along. I totally forgot about this. I have a knit along. We have a shorty socks cal going on in the Ravelry group. It's been underway now for about half a month, and because I couldn't podcast the last time, it's gone a bit unmentioned and unheard, kind of, from people. But I have done a lovely bundle of inspiration on the Ravelry group Shorty Socks Cal thread, and you can check that out. It's got loads of patterns to give you ideas to get you started, which is really cool. I've already started. Quite a number of people have already put a few of their projects in. Each post is an entry, so any pair of shorty socks is 1 entry, and you can do as many pairs as you wish. I've also said that you don't get any extra marks for doing a longer legged sock, but if you are knitting one and you want to enter it, that is perfectly fine. I'm not going to say no to that because you've done that extra work and mileage, but I'm just saying it does not account for anything extra. I've got for that 2 prizes, 2 awesome prizes, which I will share later. And I'm also going to be doing a giveaway of Luli's Simple Socks collection through that chatter thread. So over the coming couple of weeks, shaking the camera. Over the next couple of weeks, I am going to pick with random number generator, a winner for Luli's Simple Sock collection. So I'm hoping this will spur on a few excited knitters to get in there and start making some shorty socks. And I'll show you a bit about that later on as well. Let's get on to some knitting. 15 minutes in. The big elephant in the room is probably my so faded sweater. I finished it. I have been knitting on this for probably about 3 weeks. I've got nothing else on under here, but there you go. So this colour down here with the yellow in, that's in the edging, is fondant fibre. In fact, I'll show you, I'll kneel up. So I did a curved back, so the front is higher than the back of the top. You can't really see it that well, but I used short rows and added in some extra length to the pattern. So the last colour with the yellow is fondant fibre in the Away with the Fairies colourway. They're all sparkle bases. Then this lovely, like, it's like a lilac with neon yellowy green flecks in it. That one is Down Sheepy Lane, and that's, I suspect the Naggles are behind it. This bluey, aquary, pinky number is Sugar Tots, and that's Candyland colourway. This lovely pink, baby pink number with flecks of like brown and blues and greens, this is the First Date colourway from Lara of Fawn of the Fox yarns. And then this awesome colourway with lots of different colours. So it's got like ochre, browns and yellows, it's got blues, it's got purples, pinks, it's got little flashes of greens. This is the Mermaids of the Black Lake, which is a homespun house colourway. I nearly forgot all of the colourways. It's hard to remember them all when you're trying to reel them off. These are all on sparkle bases, and I loved this project so much. Getting a little bit warm in it. So I really loved it. I did long sleeves. They do ride up slightly, but that doesn't bother me because I sometimes ruche them up anyway. And like I say, I adapted it slightly. I've noticed a lot of the sweaters that I knit, this has come to light since I did my cesium sweater. When I knit a straight sweater, it clings perfectly fine to my bust, but my waist, so I'd say my waist is here, but my hips here are about the same measurement as my bust. So everything that clings to my bust will necessarily cling to my stomach, which I hate. So after my bust, I added some slight increases in through the waist section before I hit my hips, and it was only 2 inches I added, but it gives it a little bit of extra room and comfort, and it doesn't cling to the front of my stomach. I think I'm going to do this adaptation for pretty much all of my sweaters now in future. Try and figure out a way of making the bottom half of a sweater slightly less fitted, and then goes into the width of the bust. So, but I can only do that with so many sweaters, so, but we'll see. But it's something that I'm definitely going to incorporate a little bit more of in my knitwear. I absolutely love this, and I'm really tempted to make another one but in one colour, or just cast on another one, because it's been such a lovely knit, and I know that me and Danny have both been chatting about ours, and she's already casted on her second one, which is great. And I was really tempted to possibly cast on for a cropped version, but going the opposite direction with my colours, because I've still got plenty of the colours left. It called for 5 colours, so that's 100 gram skein I used for each. So that's 500 grams, and I think I've got about 250-ish grams left, so I could possibly make a cropped version if I'm careful with short sleeves, but I'm gonna see, because I also kind of want to use that yarn in a shawl possibly. We'll see, but I really want to use that yarn, the leftover yarn, for something special in the near future. I did finish my cesium sweater as well, but I packed that away now for winter. I didn't quite sew my ends in, I was a little bit lazy. I didn't actually want the moths to get to it, so I did the quick pack it up before we start opening the windows through summer and get it, you know, put away. So that's what I've done. Keep it safe. So then on to works in progress, which I've got a few for you this week. I was working on my brioche thigh-high socks by Lavanya Patricella. I figured out how you pronounce her name, which is really lovely, and I put it on my show notes so I could remember how to actually pronounce it. Yay! I'm getting top marks now. So these are out of Ching fibre, and this is her berry milkshake colourway. Now, I had these cast on for my Little Bobbins Knits Christmas cast on, and I did most of the knitting for these and got nearly there in February and then halted because they didn't quite fit how I'd want them to fit. I've recently dropped down, taken some of the increases out, so now I have, I think, about 15, 30-ish less stitches in this. They fit much better, and I've gone down now a needle size on the brioche section because I didn't do that before, so I think I'm on a 2.5 or a 2.5 millimeter needle for the brioche, which I was on a 3 like I was in the leg before, and they're coming out loads better than they were the first time around, so I'm really happy I dropped back. I did drop back on the other sock and started knitting that one up. Not quite there yet. I've got a few more centimetres to do straight, which I'll do while I'm reading or something. But finally I'm making a bit of headway with these, so I might have them done before next Christmas. But that's good. At least I've figured out my fix on that, and I can get ahead a bit further, because it was really upsetting me not having those done, because I really like them. The next project I have on my needles are my socks for the Shorty Socks Cal. I am knitting a free pattern by Kemperay, and it's the Spree socks, and these are recommended for DK and worsted weight yarn. And I decided to use some of my hand spun. You'll remember this hand spun I did last year. I think I finished it through Tour de Fleece, and it was a bat that I bought from Spin City, which is Louise, and this was the Neptune bat, and I really loved it. I spun it up into a 3-ply, doing the pliers you ply on the fly, doing it that way on the drop spindle. I don't have a wheel. I had this yarn for about a year now, haven't I? Yeah, for about a year-ish, and I've not really wanted to use it for anything, and then recently, just before I started doing the knit along, I decided that I really wanted to make socks with it, because I figured that the construction was going to make really good socks, because it's a bit more hard wearing with it being a 3-ply, and I've never knitted any DK socks, and this is a DK weight kind of yarn, DK worsted-ish. So, and then just after I'd cast it on and I'd done the majority of the foot, I think I'd watched Stranded Dye Works episode with Amy, and she'd mentioned how good a 3-plied hand spun sock yarn is for socks, so yay! So I feel like I did something right. But I will be wearing these more around the house rather than out in my shoes, mainly because they've got like textured bobbles in them and stuff, because it's a bit like an arty kind of yarn in a way. So it's got like these noops and stuff, but also because it's got a slight little bit of silk, I think, in there, and I don't want them to rub up and wear away too quickly. So these will be hand spun house socks. So, but they've come out really amazing, and I think they remind me of, like, you know, in the 90s when in bathrooms you used to get like those like glass vases with the sand in different colours and layers, and you could get like kits to make them as a kid as well, and it totally reminds me of that, and I love it. It's so much fun. I love the colours. So I've already started on my second sock. This one's got a bit more green in to start with, a little hint of pink at the top as well, which is quite cute. So they're gonna be a little bit different, which is also cool. I quite like that. Keeps a bit of the fun alive. Yeah, and I think I'll have leftovers because the first sock I think only used about 35 grams maybe. I had about 20 grams left. So I started this sock from the 20 grams, and then obviously I'll have like a small cake left when I've finished knitting with this. I'm not sure what size I'm knitting on. I think they're 4s. Possibly, or no, 3.5 I think, and these are my Dreams Symphony Knit Pro needles, which I love. And then I recently got a copy. My copy of the latest Pom Pom Quarterly, which I shared with you on my special episode, and I really wanted to cast on these, which are the Festoon socks. These are by Rachel Coopy, and I got really excited. They were like one of my favourites out of that book, and I'd already purchased 2 skeins, knowing that it was coming. I already purchased 2 skeins of Coop Knits Sock Share, and I didn't realise that I'd actually bought the same colour as what the socks were knitted out of, which was quite funny. So this is the Kunzite colourway. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's beautiful purple, and in the purple it's slightly heathered with a slight tint of pink, of like a peach colour, which you won't be able to see on camera, but it's gorgeous. That's good representation, and I love it. So I started my socks this week, and I've just done like a little bit of work and a little bit of at home while watching Riverdale. We never really had like Archie and Jughead and Betty and Veronica over here, but I'm loving that programme. It's on Netflix, and I watched the first episode and I thought, I really like this, and I probably shouldn't because I'm an adult, and this is aimed at like teenagers who like high schooly drama kind of things, but I loved it and I can't stop watching it. So while I've been watching that, I cast it on, and this is my first sock. The pattern is mirrored, so I decided, so I don't get confused, I'm going to do one sock and then the other one. But look how amazing the cabling's turned out. I love these. I can't wait to wear these. They just look fabulous. I love the cables. I love anything that's really patterned. And recently I have totally gotten my knitting mojo back. I felt a bit of a loss for a while. I was just casting on and knitting things for the sake of it, because I didn't have that excitement to knit on stuff. That has finally come back in a big way. My cesium sweater did it for me, this has done it for me, and I think just casting on the things that I love has really been the thing that has gotten me back into my projects. And these I love. I can't wait to have these done. Everybody deserves a pair of fancy socks in their drawer, like their sock drawer, don't they? And these are gonna be mine for this year, I think. So yeah, so those are the Festoon socks. I love them. I don't think they'll take that long to do. I've only got maybe about 12 rows before I hit the heel, so that's really good. And the week's not over yet, so yay. And I'm keeping that in my new project bag, which I will share with you in a little bit. Actually no, I'll share it with you now. This is by my friend Leah, who has got the All You Knit Is Love podcast, and she's opened up a shop called Wild Handmade on Etsy, and look at this cute bag. I had to get it. It's got some gorgeous stitching on. Her machine must do some like fancy stitching. It's got this gorgeous cat fabric, which I fell in love with. It's got a lovely moon charm, which is a part of her business like logo, and it's just a lovely sock sized project bag, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love that it's drawstring. The drawstring is like a velvety ribbon, and it's so cute. I love it. And I follow Leah. I have done since she started podcasting, and she's lovely, and I really support her in anything that she does. And this endeavour, I really wanted to support her. And when I saw this project bag, and she did mention that they were going to be kind of one of a kinds, like, so if you like them, grab them, because there's only one each of all of these. And I fell in love with this, so I was like, oh, there's only got to be one, so I grabbed hold of it. I couldn't help myself, because I love the little cat faces. Look at them, they're so sweet. I'm like cat obsessed. I love it. So yeah, so I had to buy it. So that was one of my treats this month, because I've been trying to sparingly save for Pumfest, so I've only had a few treats. That was one of them. I got myself a magazine. I think that's it. And maybe, I can't remember, I think I got this maybe the other month. Can't remember. Anyway, yeah. So I kind of needed a treat, and this was it for me. And Leah kindly as well donated us a project bag for a giveaway. But I'm gonna put it as part of the Shorty Socks Cal knit along prize, and I will show you that in a little bit. The next project, because I've got a few. We're nearly done. My next project is Lincoln's coming. He's snuck in. Look, he's down there. Ooh, little trouble. Is I'm casting on the windlass top, which is also from Pom Pom Quarterly. I think it was last year's summer issue, and I really wanted to knit this at the time, but it just wasn't the right time. But now summer's rolling around, I'm like, yeah, I want to knit that. So I'm wanting this to be a part of one of my Pom Fest outfits. So I've started it. I started the ribbing at the bottom. I couldn't get my gauge tension to start with. It was mahoosive and gappy, and I didn't like it, and I'd changed needles and things, and I didn't get my stitches without knitting really loosely, and I didn't like the fabric. And then I decided that I'd change my needle size to a 3.5. These are the Knit Pro Zings 40cm straights. I love straights as well as circulars, and I love the colours, and they've got nice points, and it's quite speedy to knit on. I tried those. These were a treat to myself for my birthday this year. Anyway, back to it. I did a sample and decided that the main part of the top half of the design was based on rows, pretty much the majority of it, whereas the bottom half was based on measurements. So the bottom half in the stocking stitch was just based on measurements. So I decided that the swatch should be based more upon getting my row tension. So it was a 32 row tension. So I re-swatched on a 3.5, and I got my row tension straight away, and I really liked the fabric. It's really nice. It's not wholly, but it's not too dense either. Come out really nice to what the previous swatch I did. The other one was really gapey and horrible. It looked like really loose. So what I decided was I was going to use the same needles I did for my swatch, and then I would alter my size of my garment to fit the stitch tension that I just naturally got. I think this swatch came out at about 9.5 centimeters, 22 stitches, so I've just gone up to a size, the 4th size, and cast it on, and it should give me an extra inch positive ease, which I will not be grumbling about. So it's gonna be perfect, and this is just some 100% cotton stuff that I have lying around in a nice light rosy pink colourway. I think it'll be dead cute. And I've always wanted to know, like, I've always wanted a project to use that for, so I feel like I'm using some real deep stash and getting it actually used and enjoyed. So that's nice. So I've started and I'm feeling good. So that's one of my PomFest outfit numbers. My next work in progress is sewing, and this is the second part of my PomFest outfit. I'm doing a wrap skirt, so it's full length wrap skirt with pockets, and you can see I've got my pockets in there, my darts are done and stuff. This fabric is like a heavy, kind of quite a heavyweight fabric, but it's got like a lovely drape. I really love the texture. I don't know if you can tell, like these lines that are running down it. It's like got a really weird texture to it. Ah, that's a bit better. And it's lovely. So I grabbed this and ideally thought that would make the perfect wrap skirt. And I'm doing a floor length version of this Nicole's M7129, and I'm doing this one, and I'm nearly there. I just need to, I made some rookie errors while I wasn't well a couple of weeks back and I was doing my planning for this and tracing and cutting and everything. I measured the pieces and forgot to take off my seam allowance, so I'd picked the size that was appropriate, but obviously not accounting for the seam allowance, this ended up being slightly smaller than what it should have done. However, I've changed some of my seam allowances and I've changed some of my edges so that they don't turn back quite as much and things like that. It'll fit fine, thank God. Thankfully, because it's a wrap skirt, it has a little bit of leeway than a normal skirt. But oh my God, this is where my head was at while I wasn't well, so I'm usually very much on form with these sort of things, but mistakes happen to us all, and I managed to slightly fix them. So that will be my skirt to wear with my windless top. I've also got a shawl possibly in the planning to wear with it, so we'll see. So that's like one of my handmade outfits, which is really exciting. Then we'll nip into stash. Stash? It's not really stash because it's not really yarn. Call it acquirements, shall we say. So I obviously acquired my bag from Wild Handmade from Leah, and she gifted us for the Shorty Socks Cal, she gifted us this gorgeous little bag, sock size bag. So it's the same size as my cat bag, but look at it, and I swear these are like little trees or little tents. I think trees. We'll think of them as trees because they're dead cute. And it is a gorgeous bag. It has the same kind of velvet ribbon, and she's included a tea as well. Bless her. So this is really lovely, and I'm including that as one of our prizes for the Shorty Socks Cal. The other prize as well was kindly donated to us by Debs of Fondant Fibre when I saw her at Spring Into Wool, and she kindly told me to pick something out that I'd really love for the podcast. I hope you really love this, because I do, and I would knit with this right now if it wasn't for you guys and me really loving you. So I picked up this skein of To the Lighthouse, which is on her BFL nylon base and has a spangle mini with it, so it's like a sock set. And the main colour, this is a 4-ply, 425 metres to the 100 grams, and it's just gorgeous. It's got like pinks and burgundies and then these rich like tealy greens, and I just fell in love with it. I thought it was stunning. So I picked this out for you guys because I thought you might really love this. And previously Deb's gifted me some handmade knitter's soap, so I popped one of those in for the winner. It smells lovely. So thank you so much, Debs, and I hope that anybody that joins in the Shorty Socks Cal will absolutely love these. I am really excited about this knit along because I love socks, and it's the summer season and I don't have many shorty socks. I want shorty socks because I like to wear them. I wear them a bit like slippers as well in the summer. Like, because your feet get too warm in slippers, I just slip on some little shorties and it's like, put her around the house. So, but yeah, shorty socks, can't get enough of them. So please do join in the knit along because I have some wonderful gift prizes to give away. Then on to acquirements for me. I acquired my Pom Pom Quarterly, their gorgeous anniversary issue number 21, and it is absolutely stunning. I know I've already shared this on my previous review episode. Ooh, let's take that out. But it's absolutely beautiful. So many projects. It is just lovely. And of course I've started knitting my festoon socks. They're there. And I'm hoping in the near future to cast on a soiree. I really love the shindig. It's beautiful. The boom top, I absolutely love this, and I think it will go great with my wrap dress as well. I really like the knees up pattern as well, and I'm going to be looking for some yarn at PomFest for those because they'll go great with my Doc Martens in the winter. And the jamboree top, I love this, really elegant looking. So I got my copy of this, which I love. I'm obsessed with it. I can't stop looking at it. I'm like planning projects left, right and centre, guys. But then I also received Pom Pom Quarterly's latest premiere issue of their first ever issue. It's like an anniversary edition, because when they first started out, obviously the amount of numbers of printing copies of their magazine was a lot lower. So not everybody, obviously, now that the subscribers have become more and more, they don't have a copy of this. So they reprinted it for their anniversary, which is really exciting, and I love it. They revamped a lot of the projects, apart from this one. This is an Everton cardigan, and they kept this one the same, but they added another version in. And I really want the other version because it's a little pullover. Look how gorgeous it is, and it's got like a little detail at the bottom. It's beautiful. I love it. And then the kipper socks, which I absolutely love this. This yarn is named Lydia, and it's Viola Yarns, and Lydia is the editor of Pom Pom, one of the editors. This colour I want for my Tegna top, so I'm hoping to get a couple of skeins of that while I'm at PomFest. Wick Lane shawl, which is gorgeous. It was like a little neckerchief shawl, and now they've made it really a lot bigger, as you can see, and it's beautiful. And most of this magazine was patterns by the editors themselves because they were starting out. These were made by Lydia, designed by her, and these are the Overbury mittens, and I love these. I think they're so cute. So those are going to be something I knit for the winter this year, because I read on my travels to work, so keep my fingers a bit warmer, but I can still move pages. Then I treat myself to another magazine, which is quite expensive. It's just a little bit out of my usual price range, and this is Lane magazine. In total with the postage it cost me £22, and I think it's about £20 to buy, and I really liked literally all of the patterns in it, and they only do two issues a year, I believe. So I decided to get it because I think in half a year's time the designers are allowed to publish them themselves. However, I won't want to have to pay full price for all of them individually, so I decided it was way worth buying the actual full magazine. And it is lovely and has some beautiful designs by beautiful designers. This gorgeous like yoked sweater, like cardigan with like a yoked detail, some yoke detail, a sweater dress, quite sweet. There's an interview with Andrea Mowry, which is awesome, and I really enjoyed that. There is, I love this sweater, I think it's beautiful. There is so many projects in here that I want to make. Another one of them is this sweater, and then there's a shawl. Well, there's two shawls, a few shawls. It's this one, and then there's one by Andrea Mowry, which I really love. There's a few recipes in here. There's a little like trip guide to Helsinki, which I would love to go to Helsinki. This Birds of a Feather shawl, which is by Andrea Mowry. I want this, and it's like in lace mohair and I think a skinny singles, and I just want it. It's so pretty. Look at it. Ugh. It makes me want it. It's so wonderful. It's like an angel knit, like knit it. Oh, it's just so pretty. I want it so badly. But yeah, there's quite a few shawls in here. There's socks. Like this is one of the shawls. I love brioche, so that's really cool. I love this. This is by Caitlin Hunter, who did the Tegna top. And this I might make for winter because it's beautiful. I love the colour work yoke. I think it's got bobbles in though, so I might omit the bobbles. I'm not a big bobbles person. The Blomst socks, I think you pronounce it. Those by Jessica Gore, I think. Yes, and they're really nice. So totally worth really buying because I love pretty much everything that's in here. So I decided that I would treat myself to a copy, because sometimes these magazines are almost like a book. They're keepers, aren't they? Like Pom Pom. I have all of my Pom Pom library on one shelf, and I literally love them. They won't be going anywhere. I think I've got like issue 6 to 21 now, and I'm only missing the first few. I love them. They're like my must-haves, my keeps. So yeah. So I got those as treats. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is the Lily's Simple Socks collection, which she kindly donated a copy to give away on the podcast, but I'm going to give it away in my Shorty Socks Cal thread to a lucky winner. So if you want to be involved, get casting on. So there's these lovely eyelet full leg socks, a slight ribbed patterned sock, a shorty sock with the ventilation, and a vanilla sock. And I think all of these have the, is it a German heel? I believe. I printed off the Luli's favourite sock, the vanilla sock, because this is actually a free pattern anyway. So I printed this off because then I can share it with you how it's kind of presented. So this is how it will look, and you've got all your sizes gridded up with the numbers for your measurements, and then in the actual pattern you've got all your sizes with the numbers. So you obviously circle the size that you are and you knit them into the gaps in the instruction. It's really carefully detailed, it's really nicely laid out, it's really smart, well presented, really easy to read, with really concise notes and information about the socks as you go. It has a square or Dutch heel, that's it, to make a deeper instep for those people who have trouble with like a small instep, like when you have the fish lips kiss heel and things like that. So really greatly written patterns, all of them, and really nice designs. Lee wanted to pick like her favourite simple designs that are just easy to knit on as she goes on her travels, and she wanted to share them with you. So this is like a, almost like a ribbed lace detail. These are just like a rib kind of detail, and then some shorty socks with an eyelet detail, and they're all really lovely designs. I think there's quite a few podcasters giving this sock collection away quite recently. It's also got a really nice, I don't know if you can see it, but like a rounded toe, so that's really great as well for you to try out. So if you're really interested in trying out a few new techniques, this is a great collection. Also, if you're wanting something that is obviously just a pick up and knit project that's simple, straightforward, enjoyable, not too much hard like brain work, then these are also great for that. They're like a little bit like a step up from the vanilla, which is down here. So if you like a slight bit of patterning but not too much, then definitely try out this collection. So I really love that, and she's used some gorgeous yarns as well. So I will be giving away a copy of that, but you can also find Lee's patterns on Ravelry, and I'll put the link to the patterns in my show notes for you, so you can go and check them out if you do want to just buy them. I think that's it for today. I think I've shared quite a lot. It's been a long podcast episode, and I hope that it's fulfilled you all with plenty of knitting, inspiration and joy. I will hopefully be back sooner than last time. I'm thinking 2 weeks, and I will draw for the Pom Fest tickets and Pom Pom Quarterly issue giveaways. And other than that, there's not much to talk about. I've shared my illnesses and mouth details with you all, hospital trips and all sorts. I've shared that I'm going to PomFest, which is super exciting, and I haven't really done that much. We have had Will's 30th birthday, which was great, and a really interesting encounter where my genetic father decided to get in touch. Not cool. But other than that, I haven't really done much. It's just been going to work and trying to do things without being ill. So yeah, but my crafting has come back in a big way, so that makes me happy enough. Anyway, I will leave the podcast at that for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I would love it if you liked and subscribed, pressed the little thumbs up button. That gets me noticed a little on the YouTubes. And if you do like and do subscribe, then I will see you next time. If you are a new viewer, thank you for spending a bit of time and out of your day and watching me. It's really nice to have you here, and please come back again in the future. To all returning viewers, I'll see you later.